Enrique Santos, of course, has been live coverage and wall-to-wall coverage. I think you were on the streets in Miami starting Sunday, and you've been going almost nonstop. You must be exhausted yet very exhilarated at what you're seeing on the streets. Talk about it.
Elvis, it's a mix of emotions. You know, all my life, my parents and grandparents have been telling me the story of their country, Cuba, where they were born, and it's so frustrating to hear the stories of the separation of the Cuban families. This is a very sad, tragic story, the Cuban one. My grandparents are dying. Of my 4 grandparents, 2 have already died without being able to return to their Cuba and vote in a free and democratic Cuba. They were able to leave that dictatorship thanks to this awesome country that opened their arms. And I was born in this country thanks to the United States welcoming my grandparents and my parents. But the tipping point that you were just mentioning right now, and it's very interesting because what has provoked this aren't politicians. What provoked this is not me. What provoked this was a group of poets and artists that came together and said no more. A particular song about less than a year ago, called Patria y Vida, from my friends Gente de Zona y Yotuel that came together. And I just talked to Yotuel yesterday. He says, Enrique, the words came to me. I felt like it was, it was the world. It was a higher up talking to me. God was just putting these lyrics in my brain. We put them onto song. We never thought that this would be, the song. It's like the anthem for what is going on. So
right. The world, Enrique, in that song, what lyrics are like the headline lyrics that grab you by the heart?
Well, let me play this for you. Marco Rubio on the Senate floor day before yesterday, he was breaking it down to the other senators, explaining the song because it's in Spanish. Check this out.
The chorus reads, Se acabó, tu 5-9, yo doble 2. Ya se acabó, 60 años, trancado el dominó. And how it translates, it says, it's over. You're 59, meaning 1959, the year the Castro took over, but I have double 2s. And everyone knows that if, in the domino game, if at the end of the chain, both dominoes, no one has any dominoes left to put down, the game gets locked. And you count numbers, you count dots, to see who won. So it says It's over. You're 59, it's over. But I have double 2s.
There you go. So today would be day number 4 of the protest. We know the Cubans are already out. It started as a peaceful, it quickly turned into looting of supermarkets. It's important also to remember that, everything, even food, is controlled by the dictatorship. The political police vehicles have been overturned. The political police and military have taken brutal action against the protesters. Their deaths, the exact numbers are unknown. The most influential government opposition social media influencers and musical artists have been detained. Some have simply been shaken down in an attempt to intimidate them, of course, right, to not get involved. Miami shut down the Palmetto Expressway yesterday. I'm getting images, and we got videos of friends in Los Angeles, in Central Park. I know that in New York there we had a lot of people with Spain, in Madrid. Listen, the world needs to pay attention. We cannot continue to ignore the atrocities against the people of Cuba.
Yeah, I know. Just imagine as you're sitting here listening to us in traffic, wherever you are here in America, imagine a world where Lady Gaga comes out and says something against the U.S. government, and then she's detained. Imagine a world where the government shuts our show down because we're telling you to get out on the streets and let your heart be heard. That's the world they're living in. And the thing is, it's so unbelievable and so unreal for us. That's why action hasn't been taken before, because no one believes it to be true, but it is. And now, whatever that tipping point was, out of the list of things you gave us, which were so means all the world to why it's tipping, now it's happening. And I'm so glad that you are being one of the many, many powerful voices, Enrique. And what are you getting out of this? And I'm not saying that you're getting something, making profit off this. Is not what I'm saying. What are you learning? What is your heart learning from what you're seeing on the streets in Miami every day?
My heart is hurting. My heart is hurting, Elvis, because you feel a great deal of impotence. What more can we do? I'm hurting because every night I go to sleep in my bed, tranquilo, no problems, stress-free, and just 90 miles from here, from the shores of South Florida, where I'm sleeping, there's political prisoners. There's people being oppressed. There's Cubans that are being beaten just for thinking differently. There are these abuses. You see the videos of children, women being beat down in the streets of Cuba. You see adolescent kids being forced out of their house. They're literally grabbing them. And Elvis, thank you for sharing some of those videos. And that's what we need the world to do, to share those videos, to get these images out there, to realize that this ain't something made up, like you said, Elvis. And it does sound something unbelievable and out of a movie. We watch, movies from the Holocaust, and we say, wow, that is horrible. This crap is happening now. We need to take action now. The world needs to pay attention. They're taking these adolescent kids literally dragging them from their mother's arms and forcing them into cars, taking them other places to get them to supposedly train them to then oppress other Cubans. It's like a forced military obligation type of thing. It's beyond me. What do I want to get out of this? I want to see Cuba free. I want to be able to travel to Cuba, where my parents were born, to where my grandparents were born, and be able to walk the streets in a free Cuba. I want to be able to take my dad before he dies to Cuba, so he can vote in a free Cuba. That's what I want. That's what I want. That's what all Cubans want, Elvis. And I'm sorry. And thank you for everyone taking the time to try to understand this, because to me it makes no sense neither. I wasn't born in Cuba. I was born here, thanks, again, to the United States that opened its arms to my grandparents and parents. But it's my sense of responsibility, and all Cuban Americans and all Latinos and all people who love freedom and liberty and democracy, to embrace what's happening, understand what's happening, and help us spread the word.
That's what it is. If you're listening to us this morning, let's say in Wisconsin or in western United States, and maybe you don't have any friends in South Florida or Cuban American friends, but imagine this for a moment. This is happening 90 miles away from Enrique is speaking right now, and if it's happening there, it could happen here one day. So freedom for everyone, freedom for the people of Cuba is freedom for the world, and so it's just one place where this is going on. This is happening in a lot of places. It just so happens some of our best friends are so affected, like Enrique, and our friends listening to us in Miami. Look, we love you, Enrique, and your passion is just so bright and so warm. It's actually heat, and we appreciate you sharing with us today.
I appreciate you taking the time to spread the light on it and to spread the word. Again, the world needs to pay attention. I'm passionate about it because I'm hurting. It pains me to see what's happening, and there's hope. There's light at the end of the tunnel here, hopefully, and hopefully something changes. But again, we cannot continue to ignore the atrocities of the Cuban dictatorship. Elvis, thank you to you and your team and to your audience for the love. Patria y vida, que viva Cuba libre. SOS Cuba. Thank you.
Thank you, Enrique. Have a great day, and get back in the street. You got work to do. You have work to do. Okay.
Until we free Cuba, that's my life goal and passion. Te quiero.
All right.
Gracias, amigo.
Take it easy.
Love you, bro.
Bye. Love you.